it's getting a little steamy in here, but I don't know why. I'm leaning more towards progressivism. I don't know why. How did I get to believe in progressive, ideologies as a Christian in church, and hearing ideologies spoken, by my pastor all of a sudden, because this thing has been systematically given and fed and fed and fed to the public for so long, it becomes normal. They normalize it, so no more do you see the contrary ideology of Christian theology, or the the Judeo-Christian ethic. Now all you see is humanism. Now you're deconstructing everything, and it's based upon your wisdom, your human wisdom, and not the wisdom of God. So as long as we can get you to that point, then we can give you any type of information that we want, and you'll behave accordingly to the way we want you to behave. And we'll become your king or your queen, and you'll become our subjects willingly, because we'll promise you the safety and security that God promises you, but it'll be such a felt one that you'll run to us before you run to God, before you believe by faith, in the Lord. And that really draws people in. And when you have people doing that en masse in different ways, just like in hip hop culture, they say, one life to, you only got one life to live. So I'm gonna live this to the fullest.
Right.
I'm gonna go all out, because to them it's no consequence. There's no consequence to my actions. I do as I please. That there can't be no God, because look at us, and you're so inwardly drawn that you don't understand. And that's a theological statement that you're making. You have a theological statement about good and evil, and you don't even realize it. And this is the type of ideology, as Kevin was alluding to and saying earlier, that is so normalized and fed so by rote in this society. People don't even pick it up. And by the end of their lives, God has been removed. Somebody else has become king, and it's just created a chaotic society. As you would say, Chad, another Tower of Babel.
Mm-hmm. Any of you care to respond, or should we move on?
Yeah.
I think.
Go
ahead.
No, go ahead, Jason.
No, I was just gonna say I think Talib made a great point. I didn't want to overshadow it, but I'm gonna let you go, Kevin.
Oh, I'll just say when it comes to like Neil deGrasse Tyson, I think he does know what he's doing. I think he does know what he's a part of. I think he knows he's a spokesperson, and he personally benefits from it, and that's why he continues to do it. I mean, he's supposed to be a man of science, right? But now he's coming out and saying that gender is on a spectrum, right? He's supposed to be a man of science. And now he's saying there's more than male and female. There's more than men and women, right? He's supposed to be a scientist. And he's saying that a man with an XY chromosome can be a woman. And he knows that's not true. He 100% knows that is completely false, but he knows what he has to say, and he knows what narrative he has to spin and what talking points he has to do to stay in the good graces of his taskmasters. He knows for that money to keep flowing in, for him to keep getting the speaking engagements, for him to keep benefiting personally, he has to spout the approved talking points. And I don't think he's a fool to that. I think he 100% knows what he's doing. He might not know the bigger end goal or how this ends, but he knows he's lying. He knows he's pushing agendas, and he knows he benefits personally and monetarily from doing that. And
Right.
so at the end of the day, I think that's what a lot of these people care about. They care about the money.
Yeah.
So.
No argument for me. I agree.
Yeah.